All right. Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, want to give all praise, all honor, all glory to YAHAWAH, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, qadash. Hey, double honors to the apostles and elders of the millstone for teaching us the truth according to the Bible, through the spirit and power of YAHAWAH, bahasham, Yahawashi, and a sincere peace and salutation to all you hope that I came out there, pushing his word in all truth and sincerity, doing the work as Yahawaah, bahasham, Yahawashi has created us to do. So you can wake up and still be elect of the nation of Israel, which consists of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, and you Israelites who are scattered amongst the heathen nations that may look like the heathen nations, which part of the sea line goes back to even the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American, one of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. Shalom. The brothers from the GMS Denver camp coming back once again through the spirit and power of YAHAWAH with another lesson, man. And we're in the midst of the Feast of Tabernacles. A piece where we remember what the Most High did for us by taking us out of Egypt, man, and how we dwelt in those groups in the wilderness, And we want to go into the night, the first covenant, like that second covenant, and what it all leads to, because we always talk about all these beautiful things that the Most High is going to do by giving us the riches of the world, the heathen nations as our servants, having our family structure and everything put back in the proper order. But what has to happen first? We have to be brought into that second covenant. We have to be brought into that everlasting righteous state. See, because somebody know Yahawashi say, seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High, the righteousness. Because that's what it's all about first and foremost. We all love to fantasize about these big palaces we're gonna have and traveling to these different worlds that the Most High has prepared for us, the spiritual power, all these things. But the most important thing is what, man? Coming into the righteousness of Yahawashi, Yahawashi, and the fullness of it. And that is going to automatically enter us into receiving blessings forevermore, man. So, that's the first thing we seek after, man. For the righteousness of the Most High to be established in the earth first and foremost. For us to be changed from these wicked fleshly bodies to be brought into those immortal bodies, so we can keep the righteousness of the Most High in perfection. You see? And guess what? With that being done, everything else will be added unto it. See? So let's get into that second covenant. Jeremiah 31. Hebrews. Let's get it in Hebrew, matter of fact. So it's a reading in the New Testament with these Christians. Let's say all you gotta do is go into the Old Testament and like the New, but the New is built upon what the Old says, man. You see?
Chapter 8, verse 6 says, but now hath he obtained a more excellent ministry, by how much also he is the mediator of a better covenant, which was established upon better promises.
Exactly, and that's what it is, man. And all this is made possible through Yahawashi and the sacrifice that he made for us. See? That first covenant was built upon these faulty bodies, man. So that's why we couldn't keep it. But the second covenant is going to be on a upgraded level, man. You see? But we won't be able to break it even if we wanted to. You see, and that's what we wouldn't even want to do.
Brother, speak up, brothers. Make sure you speak up because it's a little hard to hear. Halak here is good to hear, but that I'm a Wampada and Shabbai, if you could speak up a little more, brothers.
The word covenant, it means agreement. See, so Yahawashi, he's the reason why it's a better covenant.
That's better.
Verse 7. For that first covenant has been involved, then should no place have been sought for the second. For finding fault with them, he saith, behold, the days come, says the Lord, Yahawashi, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and the house of Judah.
Because that's what it's all about, man. And that shows you right here in the New Testament, the second covenant that the scriptures proclaim to be under. It's only for the house of Israel, man. For the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. The house of Israel and the house of Judah. This covenant is not going to be made with all nations of people. It's only going to be made with the Most High's chosen people. See?
Not according to the covenant that I made with the fathers today, when I took them by the hand out of the land of Egypt, because they continued not in my covenant, and I will order them not to the Lord.
And that's what it is. We broke that first covenant, so the Most High he's never going to make a covenant with us like that again, man. But we're able to break it. And the reason we broke it was because of what? It's because we are in these fleshly bodies, man. And that's why we have to be changed first before we can enter into what? Enter into receiving those blessings. You see? Because if we went into the kingdom of heaven with these bodies, man, it would be just a matter of time before we was cast back into captivity because of our disobedience in this flesh. This flesh is what's wrong with the nation of Israel, man. And Yahawashi and Yahawashi is going to take us away from it. You see, us being saved in this flesh, it solves all of the problems with our disobedience, man. You see? It solves all the problems with us sinning against the Most High. So that's why we have to be changed first and foremost, and then we'll receive everything else after that. Y'all holding over there, y'all?
Yeah, I got one. Matthew 26, verse 27. And he took the cup and gave thanks and gave it to them, saying, drink ye all of it, for this is my blood of the New Testament, which is shed for many for the remission of sins. Which that new covenant is through Yahawashi's blood, that we actually have a new covenant. You know, because really we could have all died in our sin, but the Lord gave us mercy through Yahawashi. It says, and this is Yahawashi speaking, it says, but I say unto you, I will not drink henceforth of the fruit of the vine until that day when I drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom. So that's a promise and a prophecy, you know, that the Lord ain't going to drink wine until it's with us in the new kingdom. When we get those new bodies, we're going to be drinking a whole new kind of wine with Yahawashi.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Spiritually,
Yeah.
it's twofold, because we're drinking this wine right now.
Matthew 26. Yeah,
Right by elders.
but is it the same chapter?
This is Luke.
Oh, yeah.
Got
The brother got one.
this is let's see, Luke chapter 22 verse 20. And likewise the cup after they had eaten, saying, this cup that is poured out for you is the new covenant in my blood.
Right, which it was said by Luke, you know, which were the apostles at that time.
That was it.
One more, Shalakia. This is Ezekiel chapter 36, verse 26. And I will give you a new heart and a new spirit, and I will put within you, and I will remove the heart of stone from your flesh and give you a heart of flesh.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Which is right.
No, you got it. You got it.
When we get those new bodies, it will be perfect. The law will be in us. That's that heart of flesh. You know, right now we got a heart of stone because, you know, hard head, stiff necked people. Israel is a hard head people. The Lord's gonna give us a new mind, a new spirit. And man, we're gonna be refreshing all the way through. Man, we're gonna be. You know how these rappers, bro? They say they're fresher than Mentos. Bro, we're gonna be fresh, bro. You know what I mean? We're gonna.
That was it.
Yeah, cut.
Yeah, I go. Isaiah 49:8. Thus saith Yahawah, in an acceptable time have I heard thee, and in a day of salvation have I helped thee. And I would preserve thee and give thee for a covenant of the people to establish the earth, to cause to inherit the desolate heritage, that thou mayest say to the prisoners, go forth to them that are in darkness, show yourselves, they shall feed in the ways, and their pastures shall be in all high places. So that's what we're coming into, man. All high places, because why? We're in that second covenant. All these heathen nations, they're going to have to get right too, because we're going to rule with the rod of iron, So he's going into, he's preserving this covenant with his people, Israel.
Right. Well, that's why all
the covenants for.
natural disasters are happening. It's because the earth is even fighting these heathen, because everything wants the elect to be established. Everything from the father down to the, yeah.
Like Hebrews chapter 8, verse 10. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord.
Did it not just say the covenant that he was going to make with the house of Israel? The covenant that he's going to make with the house of Israel. All nations are not a part of the house of Israel. You Christians are fucking delusional, man. You see? The Most High say he's going to make a covenant with his people, and that goes back to a promise that he made with our forefather Abraham. Let me grab that real quick. This is Genesis chapter 17. Let me see.
And me and this brother both read out of the gospel, Luke and Matthew, of Yahawashi, saying, drink of this cup, for this is the blood, my blood, the New Testament, right? Who is he telling to drink from the cup? It was only Israelites.
Yep.
All the apostles were Israelites.
This is Genesis 17:7. It says what? And I will establish my covenant between me and thee, and thy seed after thee, and their generations, for an everlasting covenant. And all nations did not come forth of Abraham. The Most High narrowed it down. Yeah, it went from what? Abraham to Isaac to Jacob, man. That's how it falls. You see? The Most High told us the children of the promise will be called out of who? Out of Isaac. In Isaac shall thy seed be called. You see? So Genesis 17:7 says what? And I will establish my covenant between me and thee, and thy seed after thee, and their generations, for an everlasting covenant. Meaning what? It will never end. That's what we're reading about here in Hebrews. You see? Showing us that the Old Testament has been done away with. Because why would the Apostle Paul be teaching something from the Old Testament if it was done away with? It says what? To be a God unto thee, and to thy seed after thee. You see that? The Most High never promised to be a God to no other nation except for the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. This is what the scriptures say. You see?
Romans 9:3, who are Israelites, which is his kinsmen. Paul talking about his kinsmen, his brethren, who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory and the covenant.
And that's written in the book of Romans, a book that the Christian will say is written to all the people in Rome. No. If that's the case, why is the Apostle Paul mentioning the covenants only being for the Israelites?
According to the flesh.
See? That's there because those Romans are Israelite foreigners who thought they were Romans.
Shabai, read verse 6, brother.
Which one off?
Romans 9, verse 6.
Right. Romans 9:6. As though the word of the Most High had taken none effect, but they are not all Israel which are of Israel. Not even all Israelites.
Right. Because even you got,
Right now.
like IC, which they're teaching that you're an Israelite, but they're not teaching the true name. So not all Israel is of Israel. Also, you got tares, and that's why the elect are going to understand this is only for a remnant, for a few,
Because that's what it says. It don't say it's for all nations. It says for all Israel. This
Right.
book has only been given to the remnant to understand. You got billions of people who have this book. Guess what? Only an elect few of the nation that this book was written to is going to understand it. And this is what you see happening with us, man. We're the only ones who understand this book and the things that are written in it.
I will put my laws into their mind and write them in their heart, and I will be to them a God, and they shall be to me a people.
And this is what the Most High reiterates all throughout the scripture. He's going to put his laws in our mind so we can keep them in perfection. We're going to walk in his statutes, man. That's what the Israelites are going to be doing once the Most High changes us. A little bit more than that, right?
And they shall not serve the man's neighbor, and every man on the Lord, for all shall know me from the least to the greatest.
Therefore, all shall know me. So every Israelite is going to be brought into this covenant eventually. You see? But it begins with the remnant of the nation of Israel. Those who have been blessed with the gift of faith to believe on Yahawashi, who have been blessed with the gift of faith to believe on Yahawashi unto salvation. Those are the only ones who are going to be brought into this on the first go round. The 2/3 are going to have to come into this after death by pain. But once we come into this covenant, man, then we unlock the access to Deuteronomy 28, 1 through 14. That's how it works. We don't get those blessings until we change. We don't get those blessings until we come into that righteous state. The state the Most High needs us to be in to even bless us the way he's going to bless us, man. You see? That's why it's all about what? The righteousness first. Being changed first. So we seek after righteousness. This is why we look for the blood of Christ. This is why we want everything to be ran in righteousness, man. Because that's what it's all about. That's the right way for everything to move and the proper function the Most High created to be in the earth, man. You see?
For I will be merciful to them, and their sin is beneath. I remember more.
Right? It's all being washed away through the Lord Yahawashi. Everything, man, everything that we've ever done as a nation of people is going to be completely forgotten about by Yahawashi and Yahawashi once we're in that second covenant. He's going to forget about everything that we've ever done. He's never going to remember. Come on, man. What did I say?
I said that's why we refer to, well, there were those men, but we refer to as redeemed.
Look,
I got to say about
you got it.
Wisdom of Solomon 3, verse 5. And having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded. For Yahawaah, bahasham Yahawashi proved them and found them worthy for himself. As gold in the furnace hath he tried them and received them as a burnt offering. And that's what we're going through. We're going to go through Jacob's trouble. We're going to be in it. The brothers that are going to endure into the end, all the way up to the nuclear destruction, because it says scarcely saved. So the Lord's going to save us in the twinkling of an eye, in the blink of an eye. So yeah,
That's
so
what scarcely goes into in the nick of time, the last moment.
time, right, by the skin of your teeth, But the Lord, he's going to give it to all the elect men according to their faith. Every man has a lot according to their faith, And but we're going to go through this furnace not to be destroyed, but to be changed, like the brother's been talking about. This is what's going to change us. Is when we go through these hardships, you're going to become hard men. We're all going to become those hard men, those men of valor that is talked about in the house of King David.
Let me grab a couple real quick. Can you that point again? I'm warming up.
and their iniquities will I remember no more.
Yup, and that point right there is reiterated in the mouth through the mouth of the prophets right here in Isaiah 42:25. I, even I, am he that blotteth out thy transgressions for mine own sake, and will not remember thy sins. Isaiah 44:22. I have blotted out as a thick cloud thy transgressions, and as a cloud thy sins. Return unto me, for I have redeemed thee. Woo! See that? And this is what we're doing, man. And this is what we're doing, man. We're returning back to the Most High. He's forgiven our sins. Hey, through Yahawashi sacrifice, man. That's it. So that point was made on that. You see? Matter of fact, let's get Micah. Oh man, Micah 7:19 says what? Let's go to that one.
I got another step.
Huh?
Go ahead, brother. I got another step after you.
This is Micah 7:18. It says what? Who is a God like unto thee, that pardoneth iniquity, and passeth by the transgression of the remnant of his hand? Yo, Micah 7:18. Who is a God like unto thee, that pardoneth iniquity, and passeth by the transgression of the remnant of his heritage? He retaineth not his anger forever, because he delighteth in mercy. He will turn again. He will have compassion upon us. He will subdue our iniquities, and thou wilt cast all their sins into the depths of the sea. Thou wilt perform the truth to Jacob, and the mercy to Abraham, which thou hast sworn unto our fathers from the days of old. And that's what Yahawashi is about to do for us by bringing us into that second covenant, man. To cast our sins into the depths of the sea to never be remembered again, man. Hey, man, all this shit that we've gone through and that we've done as a nation, eventually, no one would ever have that in remembrance ever again, man. All they know in this place for the kingdom of heaven is what? Righteousness, man. They're not going to remember us for having our old bodies tatted, for our women being sluts, for our men being homos. All that shit is going to be left here, you see, and forgotten about, man. That's what Yahawashi is going to do for our people, man. All this degeneracy that Jake loves to be involved in, and all the witness that we even is going to be completely erased as if it never happened. Man. All things about Yahawashi.
Because whoever wins writes history. You know what I'm saying? That's why right now we got a whitewashed history. Because Esau got the sword last time, but this time we got the victory. You know? Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 9. They that put their trust in him shall understand the truth, and such as be faithful in love shall abide with him, which he commanded us to go out and preach the gospel. For grace and mercy is to his saints, and he hath care for his elect. But the ungodly shall be punished according to their own imaginations, which have neglected the righteous and forsaken the Lord. You know, so whatever you're afraid of, the Lord's going to put it on your ass to die in that manner, you know, because we were all given talents, you know, but you got 2/3 of Israel in America alone that's hiding that talent, you know.
But your call, hold
You call?
No.
No.
It says, I'll go to Isaiah 52:9 first. Break forth into joy, sing together, ye waste places of Jerusalem, for Yahweh hath comforted his people, he hath redeemed Jerusalem. That's what's going to happen. You know, our people, another word for Jerusalem is Israel, you know, our people. Is like they say it. Jerusalem, it's a people before a place. And then we got real quick, Jeremiah 31:11. For Yahweh hath redeemed Jacob and ransomed him from the hand of him that was stronger than he. right now, hey, Yahawashi is the only one who can deliver us. Okay? There's no other man that can deliver the nation of Israel. He's delivering us from right now, these Edomites. We don't have a military. We don't have any, that's Esau's blessing. Yahawashi is the only one who can redeem us. From what would it say? From the hand of him that was stronger than he. Why? Because he's going to deliver us from this damn devil, this Edomite. See?
All right. Because he was given that great sword, that nuclear missile. That's a heavy weapon, man. If you ain't got the Lord saving you, how are you going to escape that?
I got one.
Your call got one.
Go ahead, go.
Hebrews chapter 9, verse 21. So Hamashiach having been offered once to bear the sins of many, will appear a second time, not to deal with sin, but to save those who are eagerly waiting for him.
Right, eagerly. And that's that joyfulness. Eagerly, like a woman, you got a woman waiting for you at home. You got the woman that's eagerly waiting for you, ready to get you, get you naked, get you in bed. But then you got another form of woman that's ready to argue with you when you get home. And that's those 2/3. But we're in that joy of serving the Lord. It's a pleasure to do his will.
Hebrews 8 and 13 says, and that he saith, a new covenant he hath made the first old. Now that which decayeth and waxeth old is ready to pass away.
That's what's happening. Every day is a day closer to us coming into the second covenant. You see, us every day is a day closer to us coming into everlasting life. You see, so now that we know we have to be changed first, and what that second covenant entails, having our bodies changed, having the laws that commandments put into our minds to bring us into that everlasting righteous state. Let's show you what that brings forth. So now we're going to go into the blessings, man. You see, because that's what that second covenant is all about. We have to come into that so the Most High can bless us the way He wants to bless us forevermore. So we're going to hop right into Deuteronomy 28, start at verse 1. So.
And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of Yahawaah, the Most High, to observe and to do all His commandments.
And that's only going to be able to be done by us being up under that second covenant. These blessings would never, they were never meant for us to fully receive in these fleshly bodies, man. Now, we had a glimpse of it during the time of King Solomon, but we never really came into the fullness of it, man, because these blessings are supposed to be forevermore. You see?
To observe and to do all His commandments, which I command thee this day, that Yahawaah, the Most High, will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
And that's what we're coming into. We're coming back into that state of what? Being the gods on the earth, having dominion. You see, and rulership over all the heathen nations. You see? That's what it's going to be. Right. And that's what we're entering into, man. Us coming into that complete righteous state to be the top nation that the Most High has created us to be. And we're going to do it what? In righteousness, man.
Verse 2. And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of Yahawaah, the Most High.
So once we're under that second covenant, you have no choice but to hearken to the Most High and be perfect in it, man. So with that being said, what's going to happen? The blessings are going to come upon us and overtake us, man. Just like the curses did when we were disobedient. You see? But what has to happen? We have to come into that second covenant first. We have to be changed first, man.
Verse 3. Blessed shalt thou be in the city, and blessed shalt thou be in the field.
Wherever we are, we're going to be blessed, man. Wherever we are.
Verse 4. Blessed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy ground, and the fruit of thy cattle, and the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep.
So our substance, everything we have is going to just continually increase forevermore. We're never going to have like what we are now. We have no substance. We have nothing there. We'll never be back in this state ever again. See? Everything we have, the Most High is just going to multiply it over and over and over and over again for the rest of eternity.
And I looked up that word overtake. It goes into pursuit. So these blessings are going to pursue us. See?
Bro, I seen a sitcom like that with Esau and his blessing, and him and this Edomite female was talking in the sitcom, and he goes, "I try to spend all this money, and it just keeps coming into my account. I don't know why." You know, and they were complaining that they hate being rich. You know, because they want to experience poverty, and they couldn't because they couldn't understand why their bank account was always on full. You know, but it's because they're under they're in their heaven. You know.
What's that verse? They don't have trouble as other men. Job.
Right. Mm-hmm. And that's true because there's money managers, and you got people that got so much money that they hire people to control their money, and they have these people doing that because they have no clue of money, but they just have lots of money because it's the Lord that actually gives riches and makes one poor. You know. I gotta set my God.
Go ahead.
God. This is Isaiah 11 verse 1. It says, "And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria and from Egypt and Pathros and from Cush and from Elam and from Shinar and from Hamath and from the islands of the sea. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. The envy also of Ephraim shall depart, and the adversaries of Judah shall be cut off. Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah shall not vex Ephraim." And that's part of the prophecies of these blessings. You know, part of the curses was us being separated, and now the blessing is us coming back together, you know. And that's prophecy, and that's the promise of us being blessed once again, you know.
This is Deuteronomy 28, verse 6. Blessed shalt thou be when thou comest in, blessed shalt thou be when thou goest out. Yahawah will cause thine enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face.
You have all the power, and no one will be able to stand against it. That's how it's supposed to be. This is us coming into rulership, man. Us being those God kings on the earth that the Most High created us to be. That no nation will be able to stand before us. That's a blessing, man. You see, to be able to have no opposition from your enemy. Your enemy don't even stand a chance against you. Exactly. The enemy don't stand a chance against you, man. That's a blessing. That causes us to be in a state of peace.
Right, because the blessing is what? To have slaves that bow before you. That's why you would, you know, they're gonna bow before us. Shit. And if not, they're gonna die. You know.
That's a blessing because that's what rulership. That's what's supposed to happen when you have dominion over the entire earth, man. And nobody's supposed to oppose you. That's why we know. Even in Esau's blessing, you have people that's bugging up against him, man. Even in his blessing, man. So he didn't even really get to enjoy the fullness of his blessing. But we will. See?
They shall come out against thee one way and flee before thee 7 ways. That's more than 7 ways, a complete number of ways. They're going to be trying to dip out, get away, because they're going to have fear of the Israelites. See? Verse 8. Yahawah shall command the blessings upon thee in thy storehouses, and in all that thou settest thine hand unto.
The storehouses, it's like you keep your stores, your food stores, or whatever it may be. We never gonna suffer famine, man. We're never gonna have a want of all a lack of anything. It's like we was growing up. Some brothers had a hard living situation with their parents growing up. You barely afford certain things, man. That's a part of the curse. It won't be that way in the kingdom of heaven, man. We're gonna have abundance in everything imaginable, man. And,
Right.
and then it said what? Everything we put our hands to, read that part again. He said what?
He said, he shall bless. Oh, yeah, right here. And in all that thou settest thine hand unto, and he shall bless thee in the land which Yahawah the Most High giveth thee.
So we will be blessed in the land of Israel, the land of the Most High promises to our forefathers.
Maybe the whole gap.
Hey, the entire universe. We're gonna be blessed in the entire universe, man. But it starts in that land of Israel that we're doing this pain now. But everything we do is gonna be blessed. But like you see here, you saw you got what famines taking hold. You got fake GMO foods, man. None of these things are gonna be happening in the kingdom of heaven, man. We're gonna be on a whole different. Hey, the earth is gonna go back to what the Most High created to be, man. A paradise.
I mean, hey, when we're in that second covenant in the kingdom, just imagine the whole high holy days. We'll all be pulling up in our chariots, you know.
And imagine when Jake got to come back to Jerusalem for the Passover. Just chariots ascending or descending all over the universe, congregating. You see, in Jerusalem, man. That's gonna be a sight, man.
We're in the Feast of Tabernacles right now, and brothers gonna eat tonight. We're gonna hang out a little bit, and look at it. We're over here running around. Some of us had to work today. Some of us had shit to do. We're gonna dedicate that whole week to be able to just enjoy and celebrate and rejoice and worship Yahawashi and Yahawashi.
And the heathen gonna be waiting on his hand and foot, man. We're supposed to have heathen women right here serving us right now.
Hey, you think I'm gonna be cooking in the kingdom?
Hell no.
Shit.
We're gonna be controlling the resources of the earth, bro.
That's everything is gonna be given over to our hand, man.
Right. That's what is happening to the earth. The earth isn't overpopulated; it's mismanaged.
That's exactly.
Khan is the wicked ruling right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the people are mourning. It's being mismanaged. Now, when the righteous are ruled, like the brother said, everything's gonna be joyful because the laws are gonna be established.
Let me get one point you just made, y'all, real quick. Proverbs 29:2, it says what? When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. And that's what the earth is going to happen. Once the Lord Yahawashi comes to establish his righteous kingdom, everything in existence is going to rejoice under the rulership of the Israelites, man. Mm-hmm. It says what? But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. And this is what state we see the earth in right now, man. Because the wicked is ruling. And like the brother said, they are mismanaging the resources of the earth, man. They're horrible managers, man.
God, and that's what we're gonna get. We're gonna get that right to rule and control resources, projects. We're not like I know you got these reprobates that said they're gonna be bored, without the worldly things. And in fact, that would be foolish because we would have projects going on. We would be building.
It's always gonna be something happening. It's always gonna be something happening except on the Sabbath.
Right. Because even Yahawashi said, I'm about my father's business. And that's the business he was talking about, is the legislation that the Lord put forth, the law of the kingdom. That's what we're going to actually go out and put forth and through the world. I'll really got to come on this side. Go ahead, brother.
Hold up. Oh, no, you had one, bro. I see you had to raise your hand.
God, if I could get this out right away, this is in Psalms. So lucky, give me 1 second.
Yeah, man. It's gonna be, hey, imagine the Feast of Tabernacles in the kingdom, man. Man,
Oh,
boy,
bro, the first day, that's what I did.
Together, we won't be on no Zoom call, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, the heathen right now, bro. You can look up on YouTube right now. Heathen got $4 million tents, bro. Which these are multiple layered tents, like houses that are actually fabric tents. You know, and these heathen, bro, and that's what you can look into what the heathen's doing, and we're gonna, you know, smash that. You know, that's gonna be like dust compared to us. You know what we do.
we're gonna be on a whole nother level, man, because the Most High is gonna, the Almighty God Yahweh is gonna be blessing us with this, man. So it's not gonna be like on some low level shit, the heathen. You know what I'm saying? Everything, because everything we do as Israelites, we like to do it over the top, because that's the spirit that's in us. So imagine once we get in power, man, and that righteous state, it's gonna be on, man. It's gonna be on, man.
Just the coming of Yahawashi is gonna be over the top. He's literally gonna be standing on top of that chariot. You know?
Mm-hmm. Right, the ultimate, right? Yeah, that.
There's let me get Psalms 121 verse 8, just straight to the point. It says, Yahawah bahasham Yahawashi shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth, even forevermore.
And that's, you know, that was the spirit, because I was thinking about it earlier, because the brother kind of read the same kind of scripture. You know, you as Jake, you never know when you leave the house, you might die right now under the curses. That's something that we're not going to deal with in the kingdom to come, you know? We're going to have peace, like ultimate peace. Your kids are going to be able to run outside, and you ain't going to have to worry that you're going to get a call, hey, your kid died, got hit in the car, animal got him.
Kids probably gonna be gone weeks at a time.
Right. You know, keep
You
it
gotta not have one worry. Probably be able to probably be able to talk to him telepathically. Hey, little man, when you at mission, come back to the palace. He just reappear right before him. You know what I'm saying?
All right, this is
All right, I got Psalm 149 and verse 4. It says, "For the Lord Yahweh taketh pleasure in his people, who will beautify the meek with salvation. Let the saints be joyful and glory, let them sing aloud upon their bed."
And that's what we're gonna do, because that bed represents what? Our rest in the kingdom of heaven. We're gonna be constantly rejoicing every day in the kingdom, man. We ain't gonna have nothing to complain about. Like we complain about everything here in this kingdom, man.
and it's balance too. Like people, that's a lot of time when they go lay down on their bed. That's when their thoughts are most heavy. You know, stressing. They're thinking about shit. You know? We ain't gonna be dealing with that.
We're gonna have the ultimate peace, man. You see, the ultimate rest. You know?
And not just you, brother. All your people. You're not just doing it for yourself either. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this for the whole nation.
For the nation,
Okay.
right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Verse. This is Deuteronomy 28, verse 9. Yahweh shall establish thee an holy people unto himself, as he hath sworn unto thee, if thou shalt keep the commandments of Yahweh thy Most High, and walk in his ways.
And we're gonna do that over that same covenant and perfection. See?
Bro, that's why right now we're actually the ones that are gonna, at every crash, you had people that became billionaires from the crash, right? We're about to become, so rich for indefinite,
Hey.
bro. I mean, the Lord, seeing the Lord is the greatest. You know what I mean? His righteousness is perfect. But just so that our mind can understand as men, we're not gonna have any worry of nothing ever again.
Healthy.
Right? For generations.
Oh, my bad.
Go ahead, brother.
My bad. This is the thing. How do you put a price on the wealth of a planet?
Mm-hmm.
And the Most High is going to be giving us multiple planets at a time. We gonna have wealth beyond number, man. You're not gonna be able to have it in a bank account and put a number beside it. It's not gonna be able.
You can have seed on all these planets too.
we're not gonna be able to comprehend the type of wealth that we're coming into, because every planet has an abundant amount of resources, man. That's gonna be everlasting resources. Man, you might end up with fucking 400 planets before it's all said and done. Even more than that. Come on, man. So this is like, bro, this is high level type vision right here, man. Like the elders always say, the vision of the Most High is not for low level thinkers, man. All these people who adopt the spiritual power and the chariots, bro, you ain't got it, man. You don't got it. Because the Most High, man, you cannot put Yahawashi, Yahawashi, and his vision and his will in a box, man. You see?
Yeah, we can't even come up with what it's gonna be in our head. You know? We don't have that capacity in our mind to even understand what's coming to us.
Oh, man. This is Isaiah 64 and 4, man. For since the beginning of the world, men have not heard, nor perceived by the ear, neither have the eye seen, O Most High, beside thee, what he hath prepared for him that waited for him. So the world, man, the world has not seen the type of glory that Yahawashi, Yahawashi is about to restore upon his children, Lord Yahawashi. This is the type of glory that you know. The head of gold, the Babylonians, that was the greatest kingdom to ever grace the planet Earth. You see, that was the head of gold, right? I mean, of the heathen nations. But guess what? That shit pales in comparison to what Yahawashi is about to get. Hell, even King Solomon's kingdom, man. Yeah. That is going to be that's going to be small compared to what Yahawashi is about to enter into, man.
And all these heathen nations, in their greatness, he compares them to spittle. So how much more? That's going to be off the chain, man.
That's why the gold is going to be in the streets. You know, that's how much of an abundance we're going to have, that we just set gold as our street, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Didn't they say that what's her name, Queen Elizabeth II? She had a chariot or of all full gold.
Right, vault.
Oh, yeah.
No, it was an actual chariot.
Oh, the chariot, yeah, that she rode on.
Yeah. That the horse pulled. It was an actual, all completely made of solid gold.
Yep. And that's why it's outside of America, though.
Yeah.
Because America, nothing's gonna remain. And that's why all that gold, they got it in those vaults out there in England. Because that's gonna be the kingdom's gold, bro.
Everything for us.
That's right.
That's why they just found that mountain of gold out there in Africa too. They had a mountain of gold.
They just got all that gold up in there, just sitting there.
Waiting for us.
Y'all holding?
Yeah, I got some. 2nd Ezra 14. I'll start at 13. Now therefore set thine house in order, and reprove thy people. Comfort such of them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption. Let go from thee mortal thoughts. Cast away the burdens of man. Put off now the weak nature, and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times. All right, because really, like we've been getting into, we got something coming out of this, something greater to come. So we can't let these thoughts of, we're always watching what's happening. You can't let the bitter end of this overtake you. You know what I'm saying? You got to always remind yourself, self-motivate yourself through looking into the promises, just like the brothers, we're going into this scriptures today of what we have coming our way. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. It said, sit down and the Lord said, sit down and count the price. Hey, if you do this, you're going to get this. If you don't do this, guess what? Great evils are going to come upon you. So, hey, if you're all the way in, you got to let go of that what do you say, that lukewarm spirit.
Con.
You gotta be 100 in the truth. You know what I'm saying?
Fire.
Right? Just like in any sport, brothers. You know, in any sport, you know they gotta give it their 100%. Like Mayweather, there was no plan B. You know, he was boxing it out all the way to the grave, or he was gonna make it. And that's how it is, even for an elect man. In this truth, the elect men, there is no other way for us. You know, it's either we're gonna die in this, or we're gonna be saved when the Lord comes. You know.
I got one. I got one. Con. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 37, verse 16. A little that a righteous man hath is better than the riches of many wicked. For the arms of the wicked shall be broken, but the Lord YAHAWAH upholdeth the righteous. That's it.
I got another one going into what you know the elect's gonna, you know, part of the rewards is seeing our enemies going down as well. And I know we read that earlier in Deuteronomy, but this is Psalms 58 and 10. It says, "The righteous shall rejoice when he seeth the vengeance. He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked, so that a man shall say, Verily there is a reward for the righteous. Verily he is a power that judges in the earth."
We finally made it. As we said, there's a reward for the righteous. I got one more. 2 8, verse 52. For unto you is paradise opened, the tree of life is planted, the time to come is prepared, plentiness is made ready, a city is builded, and rest is allowed. Yea, perfect goodness and wisdom. You know, so we're gonna just enjoy for eternity. You know, everything, every bite, bro. We're not gonna have to rush. You know how you go to work, you get a 30-minute lunch, and it's not even a real 30-minute because you know you gotta clock out and then run to your lunch to get your lunch and try to eat it after you try to warm it up and shit. You know, then you burn your mouth because it's overcooked in the microwave. That ain't gonna exist, bro. You know, we're gonna actually sit down to, and that's another thing. Our food, you ain't gonna have to worry. You know, a lot of brothers, you know, we're troubled with, hey, is these people's hands clean? Are they spitting in my shit? Is there pork in my food? You know, is there something unclean? Did they cook it on the same table as our food? You know, all these things you're not gonna have to worry about, brothers. You know, and like the elders always point out, hey, if a fly was to land on your plate, guess what? That plate would be burnt up, never to be used again. You know.
That's what we're coming into, man. That was it.
Yeah.
Verse 10, Deuteronomy 28. And all the people of the earth shall see that thou art called by the name of Yahawaah, and they shall be afraid of thee.
So ain't gonna be no mystery in the kingdom of heaven who the Most High's chosen people are. It's gonna be well known that the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, all the Israelites, that we are the Most High's chosen, that we're the ones who He's gonna bless with all this glory and all this righteousness that we're reading about, man. See?
Yeah, because right now it's a controversy, you know. That you got the Edomites claiming that they're the people of Yahweh. And ain't gonna be no question, like the brother said. No doubt in anybody's mind who the sons of Yahweh truly are. Deuteronomy 28, verse 11. And Yahweh shall make thee plenteous in goods, in the fruit of thy body, in the fruit of thy cattle, in the fruit of thy ground.
So our children are gonna have abundance of children and abundance of cattle, goats, sheep, lambs, whatever it is, we're gonna have abundance of that. So I'm truly looking forward to having an abundance of little ones running around, man. And innumerable amount of children. That's what I want. See? And we're gonna be able to have it in perfection in the kingdom, man. However many children that you want to have, you won't be able to do it. They're gonna be safe and taken care of. The mothers are gonna be loving, caring, beautiful mothers. You see? all this, everything that we long for as men, we're gonna have it in perfection in the kingdom of heaven, man. According to the promises that the Most High has made up to our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and the promises that He made up to us. See?
Verse 12. Yahawah shall open unto thee his good treasure, the heaven to give the rain unto the land in his season, and to bless all the work of thine hand.
Everything. We're about to have access to all the power, man. See? And access to the Most High that we haven't had since we was in the spirit world, since the beginning when we were the YAHAWAH, man. We're coming back into that type of access. You see?
Oh, and every creature, like horses. Horses, you got different kinds of horses. You got work horses, you got dance horses, race horses.
I'm gonna have some thoroughbred. I'm gonna have an island full of thoroughbreds.
Right. Even the dogs. You got running dogs. And we're gonna have our hands in controlling all these different breeds of animals and all their duties, And even ministry, bro. The animals are gonna be able to speak to us and us talk back to them. Man.
You know, man.
Yeah.
We're about to experience a whole new way of living, man. You see, a whole different type of existence is coming our way. So it's bigger than this Babylon the Great shit, man. It's bigger than America. We got man. Got it, bro. You got it.
And thou shalt lend unto many nations, thou shalt not borrow.
Because what? We're gonna have the say so over how the money moves on the earth. We're gonna be the loaners. You see, we're gonna be loaning the money, lending out the money. Because right now we're under the curses of being what? So many things having to go to our enemy for one of all things. That would not be a thing in the kingdom of heaven, man. You see? That will not be a thing.
Verse 13. And Yahawah shall make thee the head and not the tail. Thou shalt be above only. Thou shalt not be beneath.
And that's what it's going to be. So what is all this BS these people talking about? Oh, all people are equal. That ain't what the scriptures say. According to what the Most High promised to the Israelites in these blessings, He's going to put them above all nations. Man. He's going to differentiate His people from everybody else.
Right.
You see?
Right now, this is what you get when making everybody equal. Right now, don't they have equal rights? They got transgenders, you got women, working as men. This is what equality brings, wickedness.
It brings a big disorder.
Mm-hmm.
Not just it disorder in the home, disorder out in the streets and the cities around the world, man.
This is verse 13 in the middle. And thou shalt not be beneath if thou hearken unto the commandments of Yahawah thy power most high, which I command thee this day to observe and to do them. And thou shalt not go aside from any of the words which I command thee this day to the right hand or to the left, to go after other powers or gods to serve them.
And that's what we're coming into it by way of that everlasting covenant. So we have to have that everlasting covenant. The second covenant first. You have to be changed and go into that everlasting state of righteousness. And then we receive everything we just read about in Deuteronomy 1-14. But it begins with the righteousness. And this is what we're remembering here in this YAHAWASHI at the Feast of Tabernacles. All the things the Most High has done for us in the past, and all the things that He's promised to do for us in our future that He has laid out for us, man, as His Son. You see, YAHAWASHI, man, the princes of the power. You see? You know what I'm saying?
And you got to remember, you can't rush this, man. It's patience and faith for the saints. There's no rushing it. There's nothing that we could do to speed it up, really, but prophesy.
He's still and just wait on the Lord, man. That's all we can do.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. That's all we had over here, man.
I got to set Isaiah 11, verse 4. But the righteous shall judge the poor and reprove with equity for the meek of the earth, and he shall smite the earth with the rod of his mouth, and with the breath of his lips shall he slay the wicked. I'm going to jump down to verse 6. The wolf also shall dwell with the lamb. So this is after Yahawashi, established the elect. And the leopard shall lie down with the kid, and the calf, and the young lion, and the father, and the fatling together. So all these animals, which were actually prey and predator at one time, are now going to be at a state of peace. That's coming that we don't have now because, you got the counterfeits in our land saying that they're us. But if they were us, all these animals would not be killing each other. That you wouldn't have documents. What is it? They got documentaries on TV of these animals killing each other. But I showed you that the elect are not established.
The lions, when they're eating their prey, they got the blood all over their mouth.
Right.
They're gonna be eating straw like the hawk.
Right. It says, and a little child shall lead them. So a little Israelite child will be able to actually lead these animals that were fierce predators. Like you got that picture on the wall right there. An Israelite child will be able to lead that tiger with no fear of being ate or harmed by it. In fact, speaking Hebrew to the animal and the Hebrew being spoke back. It says, and the cow and the bear shall feed, the young ones shall lie down together, and the lion shall eat straw with the ox, like the ox. And the suckling child shall play on the hole of the ass, and the weaned child shall put his hand on the cockatrice den, which are poisonous snakes. There ain't gonna be nothing that will harm us, nothing. But that's just the point, of what's to come. Did you have some?
And I got Micah chapter 4, verse 1. It says, but in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of the Lord YAHAWASH shall be established in the top of the mountains, and it shall be exalted above the hills, and people shall flow unto it, and many nations shall come and say, come, let us go up to the mountain of the Lord YAHAWAH, and to the house of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in the paths, for the law shall go forth from Zion, and the word of Yahweh from Jerusalem.
That's what ain't happening. It ain't happening right now.
It's showing you that when the true Israelites are established, everybody's gonna know. And no, there's never gonna be a question, and everybody's gonna know who they are. They're never gonna question it. There's never gonna be no doubt about it, and everybody's gonna be seeking the ways of Yahawashi. And if they ain't following those ways, we know that they're gonna be destroyed. They're gonna be put to death.
Right. Yeah, man. This is what we're coming into. This is what we remember, man. The way Yahawashi wants the earth to be ran, and we're gonna run it once we come into that second covenant. And once we're brought into that, hey, the blessings follow that. See, so we have great things to look forward to as the people of the Most High, man. See, beyond anything that we can even comprehend. That one.
I gotta say one more.
All right, go ahead, bro.
John 16, verse 33. These things I have spoken unto you, that in me ye might have peace. And that's why we're doing this, is that we might have peace in any trouble that we come across. We lose a job, we lose anything. We gotta rejoice that we're gonna receive it 100 times more to come. In the world, and I ain't saying 100 jobs when we go to the kingdom. I say, if you lose wealth, or you lose a wife, you lose land, all those things are going to be given back to you, in the kingdom to come. It says, in the world ye shall have tribulation. All right, so that shows you if you ain't having trouble, the Lord ain't dealing with you like an elect man, because the elect are going through tribulation.
Going
It
to
says-
that side when we receive it.
Right, and those counterfeits, bro. I seen that documentary. Hey, those counterfeits, they're basking, they're diving in money. You know, they're swimming in it. It says, "But be of good cheer. I have overcome the world," which we're gonna overcome through Yahawashi. So hey, it's already won, brothers. All this that we're speaking about, it's already ours. It's been ours since the beginning.
Right.
You know?
And that word just to go, that word tribulation, man, goes into being having pressure, oppression, affliction, distress. That's what the elect's going through, man. That's what the remnant of Israel is going through, man. But guess what? We have that example in Yahawashi who overcame it all. And we just gotta pay attention to what we're reading and focus and have that faith to know that we endured to the end. Guess what? Hey, through the mercy of Yahweh, bahasham Yahawashi, may we all be, taken up, the remnant, part of that remnant.
We ain't know what the brother YAHAWAH got.
Your call got one, brother. Salak.
There you go.
This is gonna go first.
Go ahead.
This is Romans chapter 8, verse 35. Who shall separate us from the love of Hamashiach? Shall tribulation or distress or persecution or famine or nakedness?
And that Hamashiach means the anointing. Who could take that anointing? Who could charge the elect of anything? Nobody can. If the Lord is with us, who could be against us? Nobody can. But
Famine or nakedness or peril or sword. And that's what us, the hopeful elect, will hold the line to the day that, even if we have to die for this truth, we're going to hold that line and do what is honorable. That's it.
That was it, bro?
God,
I got 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 17. It says, "For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, working for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. While we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. Things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal."
That's everything everything we see around us, man, is only for a moment, it's only temporary. Everything the Most High's promised, the things that we haven't seen yet, that's what's everlasting. And that's what Yahweh Yahawashi is about to give unto the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, 12 tribes of Israel, man. Beginning with the remnant, those who have been blessed with the faith to believe in the Lord Yahawashi, man. You see? And so with that, hey, we're gonna wrap it up, and we're gonna give all praise, all honor, all glory to Yahawaah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, rawchaa, qadash. And double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone for teaching us this truth according to the Bible through the spirit and power of Yahweh, bahasham, Yahawashi. And a sincere peace and salutation to all you hopefully that I give out there, pushing this word in all truth and sincerity, doing the work as Yahweh, bahasham, Yahawashi has created us to do. And with that, we're gonna say shalom, wa, wa, wa.
Shalom.
most definitely.